Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. It's a big week for Celtic. Obviously Celtic are still in training. Celtic did release a video yesterday of the players at Celtic Park. Let me just do this. What changes do you want to see from the team in play going forward? Because let's face it, we've not been ourselves, have we? And even Brendan Rodgers says we're not being ourselves as an attacking force. What changes do you want to see as a Celtic fan? What changes do you want to see from the team going forward? When you watch the unfiltered video from Lennoxtown, it obviously shows you. Funny, it doesn't show you the manager there. It did show you John Kennedy taking training. I mean, John Kennedy takes training most of the days and most of the weeks, and it did take 32 seconds into the video to show any Celtic players. They're obviously trying. I mean, I can understand that they don't want to give any information away. Rio Hatate, young. Who's that? Yeah, it's just all the young lads, isn't it? There's Trusty. When you look at the players. But there's no Brendan Rodgers. Arnie Engels. Pusey. Jamas Simpson Pusey. That's another strange one. I mean, we're now into October, and you would have thought that surely bringing in a player on loan. I know he's just in for backup. I know he is just here for backup in case we get any injuries. But is it not an expensive backup? Do we not trust? I mean, the big question this morning is you've got Dane Murray, who done fine, and he's made the step up. Did we really need to bring in Jemai Simpson Pusey on loan for a season with no option to buy? Everyone looks miserable at training. Oh, to be fair, a lot of the players that aren't on international duty will be feeling you're pissed off that you're not away with your international team. As a football player, you've got to understand that the biggest accolade that you can get is not winning trophies. It's playing for your national team. Going away with your national team. That's what every single. You talk to any football player, and for players that it didn't happen to during their career. You say, what's the biggest regret that you didn't do during your career? And every single football player will say, play for my national team. And people will say, what was the biggest achievement? If you ask players, ones that have played for their country, if you ask them what their biggest achievement was, a lot of them won't say titles. A lot of them won't say trebles. A lot of them definitely not say playing for Celtic. A lot of them will say, playing for your national team, pulling on your national strip. And although a lot of us fans can't be really bothered with international football, it's a bit of recognition. It's international recognition. I mean, you can get recognised in your country for winning titles. You can get recognised by your team for winning cups. But to pull on your national shirt, I mean, you're going to love that type of thing. So you can understand why the faces of some of the players is like, I mean, James Forrest, he knows that his time is done in a Scotland shirt. And I'm kind of glad because Clark's never played him. Over the years that Clark's been at Scotland, he's never played him. When you look at Paulo Bernardo, I mean, he's a player that came through, was the captain of the Portuguese under-21, and now he's looking around going, I miss the away trips with the national team. Luke McCowan, he's always got a smile on his face. It's good to see that. I mean, he's another player. If you ask him, he'll turn around and say, I've just got to keep working hard. It's a hard midfield to get into in the Scotland team, and he's got to be producing it on a week-to-week basis for Celtic. And then you've got Austin Trusty, who's obviously, he's been out injured, so he wouldn't have been expected to get called up to the national team. I'm just clicking through the pictures from the training camp. There's definitely no pictures of Rodgers. So it makes you wonder how much training Brendan Rodgers does actually take, how many training sessions he does actually take. Because you've got to remember as well, I mean, we spoke about this before, Ange Postecoglou, he was a manager that says that he doesn't go near the training pitch. What do you want from Celtic over the next couple of weeks? What is the hope that, I'm going to say it, that John Kennedy can do? What changes can he make? And I know that you're going to say that there's 11 players away on international duty. Is there that many changes that he can do? Or is it just through the international break, it's just keep on keeping the fitness up, going through the motions? And I think it's a missed opportunity for a football coach. I think that, for me, if you're going to do tactical tweaks to the game, and I know a manager will say, well, you can't implement all your ideas because you've got 11 first team players not there. There's some things that you can implement to the players that come on the pitch as substitutes. Now, the players that are left at the training ground are players that are substitutes. So you can drill things into them and you can train things into them and use this opportunity to completely focus on the players that come on to try and get them to make an impact, to make a bigger impact, to motivate them over the next week and a half, to really get them to believe in themselves, so when they know that when they step onto the pitch in place of the players that are away on international duty, you use this as a motivational period to say, look where they are. They're away on international duty. Let's get you to that level. Let's get you just given that extra 5-10%. I've given an extra 2 or 3%. So when then these players come back from international duty, they're walking into the dressing room, and you've got a few guys in the dressing room that are going, nah, mate, don't keep your jumper on that peg for too long because I'm coming to take it off you. That's the motivational thing that I want to see happening at Celtic. Do you know, that's the you want the players that will come back for international duty are either going to come back with a swagger because they've won, or they're going to come back and they're going to be like, fucking got beat again, man. See, fucking playing for Scotland, that's pure pish, man. It's fucking shite. It's fucking hate being Scottish and fucking owned by a bunch of reprobates down south, and it's fucking shite being Scottish. But yeah, that's the kind of motivation that I want to see, and that's the kind of thing that I would try and implement if I was a coach. But I'm not a coach, and I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that think they're coaches as well. So it tells you everything when Kennedy is taking training. That's what I'm talking about, Martin. It's been the same for as many years now. How can he change his techniques? Or maybe he doesn't change his techniques. Maybe he just keeps on producing what he's produced at Celtic, because the people upstairs that love John Kennedy, the people upstairs that think that he's an absolute god when it comes to training, and he's well respected. But we're not going to say that he's not, because the amount of players that have left Celtic that have thanked John Kennedy and the coaching staff, and some of them naming John Kennedy. He is a fantastic coach. But listen, in every walk of life, it's all about progression. We see a lot of coaches coming to Celtic and taking in coaching sessions at Celtic. I've never seen John Kennedy going somewhere just to to see how people do coaching. Brendan Rodgers brings in players that want to be managers to show them the coaching that goes on at Celtic. Top teams do it. Alex Ferguson used to do it. Jose Mourinho's done it. All the top managers do it. Sometimes it's good to go away for a day and learn something new. John Kennedy's not exception. He's not an exception to that. And for the modern day coach, Green for Go, if Kennedy's a great coach, why is he not taking his own club job at life? Job for life at Celtic. Kennedy got a job for life after his injury. But that doesn't mean that he has... Does that make him number 2 for life? Is that not... I mean, there are other coaches there at Celtic that you see. Geyser says John Kennedy, forever the bridesmaid, never the bride. When he was offered the Hibs job, was he not in line for the Aberdeen job at one point a few years ago? And he knocked the Aberdeen job back as well. So I mean, people within the game respect him. I mean, let's not dismiss John Kennedy altogether. Let's not put him in the black sheep saying that he's absolute friggin' garbage, where he's not. People within the game respect him, and you've got to take players at their word, do you know? And you've got to take these professionals at their word. Do you know? I mean, some people say that I'm a fucking shit podcaster. I don't care. I still turn up every day and do my. Do you know? I'm the John Kennedy of Celtic podcasts. You'll never get rid of me. I'm almost going to be here forever. Oh, that's it. I'm the John Kennedy of Celtic podcasts. Oh man, just you can tell it's a bad news week. Kennedy is systematic of Celtic, drowning in a sea of mediocrity. Lon says that Kennedy's done a shift and a half at Celtic. As you say, he's very well spoken of, but we do need things freshened up. I'm not wanting rid of him. Do you know? I think that throughout adulthood, I mean, throughout my career, varied career that I've had. Well, I mean, I was in the same industry for 20 years, but throughout that 20-year period, I would spend thousands of pounds every year on training courses. You know, you've always got to learn. You've always got to evolve, because there's always someone at the back of you that thinks that I can do it better than him. And if you don't evolve, and if you don't keep progressing, if you don't make changes, small increment changes on a yearly basis. I mean, look how many changes this podcast has went through, from just small little tweaks over the years. You've always got to keep evolving. You've always got to keep evolving to keep people interested. John Kennedy has to keep evolving to make things better for the club and for the players. He has to learn the newest tactics to make a player better. You know, he has to bring in people to help him. It's not all about John Kennedy. It's about, hopefully he's got the people around him now that can make those changes, and hopefully he's not too pig-headed where he says, nah, this is the way we've done it. But then maybe he is, because we go back to Kieran Tierney and what Kieran Tierney says when he walked back into training. He said it was like he's never been away, and that's a bit of a worry, because it means that the training techniques and everything are the exact same as it was back in 2019, and that's not progress. That's just maintaining. And maybe that's what Brendan Rodgers said about maintaining. If you want to just maintain, maybe that's what Brendan Rodgers meant. Do you know, it's not a manager you want, it's a caretaker. Go and get a caretaker. Because I'm not a manager. I'm not the manager for you. Because I'm not getting to make my own decisions on buying in players. I'm having to go through a process where I'm then offered players. Do you know? If you want better background graphic, message me. Stephen, go for it. Although the sun's playing havoc this morning. Hit me up on because I've not got time for it, I'll be honest. It's looking a bit shady this morning. I've not got time to sort it. Kennedy may be a type of surrounding board that managers need. Sounding board. The kind of sounding board that managers need. But he's not, is he? He has a bigger influence than being someone that managers sound off to. He has a far bigger influence than that. These Euro clubs always look fitter than us. Yeah, they do. And there used to be a time, and especially under Brendan Rodgers, that fitness was a big thing. You know, body fat. I mean, you got to admit, Brendan Rodgers has let himself go a bit over the last year or so. He doesn't have the physique that he had before, but then as soon as you hit your 50s, that's it. It's fucked, isn't it? I mean, I'm testament to that. But yeah, I get what you mean, mate. Euro clubs always look faster, stronger, quicker. You know, quicker pace. And that's what lets us down. Short memories. Jock Kennedy was doing the club captain, take over the show. The boy was ahead of his time, so maybe that's why he's a good coach. Highly spoken about as his football brain is good. And don't forget it, mate, because McManus ended up being captain of Celtic before John Kennedy, remember? And John Kennedy coming through the system was always way better than McManus. So some of us don't forget about it. He was going to be club captain, but injury put paid to it. It doesn't mean that he should be rewarded with a job for life and not have his own personal development plan to make him a better coach. And him to if you're going to do the exact same thing for 10 years and not progress as a coach, you're going to let younger and more tactical aware coaches overtake you. Now, if it's John Kennedy that's taking the training and coaching, and Gavin Strachan that's doing the tactical stuff, surely they have to get the young boys and just say, right, you set up in a back six. We don't seem to see this in training. I've never seen, in all the training sessions that I've seen at Celtic, I have never seen Celtic set up in a back six in the low block. Maybe they do it, but I've never physically seen that myself. And maybe they do it. I'm not saying that they don't, but you would train for teams playing this low block, and you would train. And if the way that they're training is to change the point of attack, pass it back to the defender, change their point of attack, try and get them to come out, they're not coming out. We can see that as fans. They're just sitting back. So the whole idea of the pass back is to change the point of attack. That's the tactical genius that we've got. Is it not time to change? Because if his football brain was that good, you would go, do you know what, it's not working this. We need to change it up. That's all. I'm just asking questions. Do you know, that's my point, is to create questions for you to talk about in the chat. Kennedy should be defence tighter. We are hopeless at defending. I don't think that we are hopeless at defending. I think that we're getting hit on the break too much. We're getting hit on the break. Football has gone down, so keeper started rolling the ball out to defenders. What happened to the big kick up the park? Michael, I get you with that, and I think Sinisalo's better at that. Kasper Schmeichel is too slow. Far too slow. And I've spoken about this, and I don't want this to be a dig at Kasper Schmeichel Day. I just think that Sinisalo, when we've watched him play, Sinisalo likes to get the ball out quick. He doesn't generally like this passing out to the, when the defenders go to the back. He doesn't like passing it out. He's seen Kasper make too many mistakes. He's seen it himself when he passes it out. Players try and pass out. Teams are closing us down now. Teams aren't sitting back. Teams are closing us down. It's like, well, let's put pressure on Celtic because they can't cope with it. And you get a little mistake. They're not 100% perfect, and they'll make a little mistake, and then you can capitalise on that. Football's going down out. We've done that one. If we get a new manager and he brings in his own backroom staff, what do we do with Kennedy? You'll find that Kennedy will go and work with Brendan Rodgers. Is the Greens. Stop calling Kennedy a number 2. It's uncalled for. Euroclub's fitness is better. We just have Aldi and Lidl. Kennedy been there for too long, says Eddie. Time for change. Kaiser's in the house this morning, says usually we're playing sides well into their domestic campaign, so they'll look fitter, faster, is more likely to get results versus us. I'm not buying that, Kaiser. I'm not buying that, because even during the Champions League last year, you look at the athleticism of certain players, and we don't be able to attract. We're unable to attract these fast species of player that a European team have. I mean, there's nobody with real pace in our midfield. Arne Engels. Don't even get me started about Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate looks as if he's in midfield in a strongman competition towing a bus. Callum McGregor, well, don't talk about Callum because he would just point at everybody. Fucking make the bus go faster. So no, I'm not buying that it's when we get to the playoff. I'm talking about the teams that we come up against in the middle of the Champions League last year. Do you know, players that look faster, physically faster, more pace. I mean, for the fact that James Forrest for years was our fastest player says a lot. Do you not think so? I mean, for years he was such an emphatic player for us that was, nobody could beat him over 12 yards. That says a lot. I think anyway. JK was wanted by Ange at Spurs, was prevented due to JK having a job for life at Celtic. He was also wanted by the current manager as well. When he left to go to Leicester, he tried to take Kennedy as well. It's not the first time that managers have tried to take Kennedy away with them. So it's not about short memories. You can only judge what you see, and Celtic are not progressing. They only have a plan A. Exactly, and I think that's why it's good having the conversation. It's not about slating John Kennedy and saying that he's useless. He's not. And I said that. I said, look, he is well thought of. But surely you have to have little tactical adjustments within our game plan. Changes of formation, and especially with the players that come on as substitutes. And that's why I said maybe this is an ideal week to make the changes for the players that come on. You can make small tactical changes to their game so that when they come on the field of the pitch, it makes a bit of a difference. That's all I'm saying. But it's all about creating conversation. Let me just jump through this. Motherwell playing way better football than us, and they're passing out from the back. This is true. Lou Macari tactics. Have you looked into Rodgers' history at clubs? Yes. And we all know how it works. Rodgers blamed every club's transfer policy for his failings. Just buzz. Eddie says, been listening to you about since I totally in agreement and get him in before it's too late. I think so. Eddie, I go back to last season, and I thought it was despicable that the goalkeeper that had the gloves right up in for weeks, about a month and a half before the end of the season, the manager then allowed him to be dropped when he was in fantastic form. And I still say Sinisalo would have saved that ball. He wouldn't have made the mistake that Schmeichel made in the cup final. And I think it would never have went to penalties. It's just my own opinion. I think that Sinisalo's his reaction time. I've spoken about it before. Playing the ball out from the back is quicker. Schmeichel holds on to the ball too long. Good old days. Talking about good old days. The holy goalie would never have kept the ball. It was like, get the ball straight out. Get the ball straight out. Under Martin O'Neill, get the ball straight out to the wingers. We tried to hold the ball down and play out for the back. It's fucking. Sometimes you've just got to go route one. As soon as if you're defending corners or defending, it's generally corners that we break out from. If you're defending the ball in our own box and the keeper gets it goes out for a goal kick or whatever. It's get the ball out quick. Get the ball out quick. If the keeper's made a save, don't hold on to it. Don't look around and say, right, calm down. Well, everybody calm the fuck down. Just come. By that time, the defence has got back over the halfway line and they've regrouped. What happened to the good old days of getting the ball out quick to a winger and letting the winger just go for it, and then have 3 or 4 people running towards the box like there's a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow at the end of the box. And do you know, we don't have that. We used to rely on Kyogo. I can remember a time at Celtic when if the keeper made a save, he would get the ball, it would straight out to a winger, straight out to a full back, to a winger, up the pitch, cross. How many goals came from keeper, winger, striker, goal? You know, there's not many times in Scottish football that you get the beautiful game played, where you make 20 passes and it's the perfect goal. Celtic were always route one. Do you know, get the ball out wide, fast-paced winger, up the park, cross the ball in, Thompson, Sutton, Larsson, goal! That's what you want. We should be speed up. We're way too slow in midfield, says Joseph. What's the point? What's his point? Point at everyone. As Callum's lost his voice. Last year, the fastest player in the Champions League was Kuhn. Look what happened to him. I'm just jumping through the comments. Watch substitutes laptop tells Strachan. He tells Kennedy. Goes over whistles to Brendan. You want fries with that? Gaffer, I've booked that table for us. Oh, they've just got back to us. You want a bottle of wine on the table. Watch teams in two play it for the black and not scared to mix it up with ball. Exactly. They're not scared to mix it up. Sinisalo should be number one. It's going to be... I don't... Casper's a fantastic keeper. I'm not going to say that he's not. But when you have a young, exciting keeper, when you've got, you know, potentially the holy goalie Mark II sitting there, Casper was only given the 1 year deal with an option of a second year. Sinisalo came in on the premise that we're going to get you a real good keeper to learn off for a year, and then you'll get the number one shirt. No bother. That fucking sounds, mate, perfect. Although he's not Scottish. And that's what he'll be thinking. I wish it was my normal voice, mate. I've never spoke like that in my life. Norwegian, man. You're totally right, guys. Class act. Don't know what Brendan thinks about. Some comments coming in. Rodgers will soon be gone. Won't upset his pal Schmeichel. Should be dropped for the Braga debacle. Casper phased out. Well, we've got a cup game coming up. And this is the big one. It's against that lot. Sinisalo was given the cup games before in the Premier Sports. Does Brendan Rodgers... Oh, there's a poll. There's not enough people on for the polls, man, is there? How many people are on? I can't even see. Does Brendan Rodgers... Tell me in the comment section. Sinisalo was obviously told, you're going to get the cup games. We'll give you the cup games. Do you keep... Oh, let's do a quick poll. There's a quick poll. Do you change the keeper for the upcoming cup game? Do you change the keeper for the upcoming cup game? Sinisalo was... We don't know if it's official, but he was given the Premier Sports. And I said that should be the way that he should be bled in this season. Give him the Premier Sports, give him the Scottish Cup, but then out come the Big gun. Big gun. I think. You know that Brendan's going to go with his trusted general, because he's not a lieutenant, is he? He's that old. He's general status now, isn't he? He's not even captain. He's not even a general, is he? He's just Casper. Straight off, 42 votes within 45, 46 within seconds. 98% say yes. Change the keeper for the cup game. I would like to see Casper getting benched for the cup games. Bain was kept on the bench indefinitely. He was, wasn't he? But Bain wasn't a... Brendan Rodgers said that Bain is a fantastic number 2 keeper to have. Fantastic number 2 keeper. He knew he was a number 2. He knew his position at Celtic. Sinisalo is number 2 for his national team. He's not going to hang around at Celtic forever. He wants to be number 1 for his national team. And the only way you become number 1 for your national team is by being number 1 for your team on a weekly basis, to put pressure on the international number 1. It's just a thought. Just a thought. I hate 300 passes. Wasn't so long ago the opponents penalty with 3 passes. Yeah. It would not be a part of gold because the board were already taking it, says Stephen. It wouldn't be a pot of gold, says Stephen, because the board... Yeah, you're right, mate. It would be a pot of Haribos, wouldn't it? Just to get us all talking funny.
Look, it's the board.
Big shout out to the super chat from Stephen Johnson. Everyone's been asking how you are, Stephen, and I hope you're coping as well as you can, mate. And there's a lot of support for you on the channel, and I do see a lot of comments asking if I've heard from you, and wishing you well with all your medical stuff that's got going on, mate. So I hope you chin up and just keep on pushing away. Keep on. We're there for you. We are there for you. Right. Yeah, 300 passes looks good. Possession stats with no results. If we only had Lord Gerrard. I think when McCowan and Bernardo play, the ball moves quicker and further forward. Do we really? How do we start? There's another question then. How do we start phasing out Callum McGregor? Because let's face it, McGregor's he's not up here in Scott Brown status, in quality, in determination, and maybe he is, maybe, but he's the quality. He's not got that bit of oomph that past holding midfield captains have had. He's not really reached the standard of Neil Lennon, Paul Lambert, Scott Brown. The sort of 3 recent captains that in that position that played it well. Callum does read the game well, and he offers more than just the position. But I think that it's a detriment to his play, playing him in the holding midfield role. I still think that he's better out on the left in the midfield. But then you've got Arne Engels and Rio Hatate that all cover that. So maybe it's a way of keeping him back in the team. Ange had a team mentality. We don't stop. We'd give our opponents 2 minutes peace. Even the ball boys were sharp. Yeah, they were. A lot sharper than what they were now. Yeah. I played in a game where the keeper makes mistakes and his nervousness goes right through the team. It does. It does. And I've said that before. That's why you get Stanisalo on. Puts the ball out quicker. Puts it out way quicker. Kasper won't be dropped. Already been promised to play, so he goes to the World Cup with Denmark. Well, he's not been promised. He's been promised to play the domestic games. Cup games. Bench him. That's just my opinion. There is the vote for the poll. The number of votes has slowed right down, even though there's 200 folk online. Has slowed right down this morning. Let's jump through some more of these. What's the screen here? Some more of these comments this morning. Yeah. I think that when you've got, we do seem reluctant, and maybe it's because we missed that. We put it wide too many. We don't hit the chances. I mean, I think one of the best goals that we ever scored from midfield. I mean, even Neil Lennon scored from outside the box. Even Scott Brown scored. Remember, Scott Brown scored in about 2 or 3 games in a row. And he come out and said that'll be it for another 5 years. Paul Lambert, one of the best goals you've ever seen from a holding midfield player. Paul Lambert against Rangers. Absolutely screamer of a kick. It has everything. It has pace. It has bit of movement on it. Just curls away from a German international keeper. Brilliant goal. And yes, it kind of opened up for him. These days, it's a different game. Could Paul Lambert have scored that in today's game with people getting back quick? But yeah, we should be taking more chances from the edge of the box, for definite. And I, for one, love the epic passes from Scales back to Schmeichel, to Carter Vickers, then back to McGregor, to volley it back to Schmeichel. Oh, it's true, isn't it? It's epic and it's sublime. It's like, all right, mate, we're going to do 300 passes between us today. We want to try to hit 900 passes throughout a game, so we don't cross the halfway line, right? Is that right? To me, to you, to me, to you, to me, to you, to Schmeichel. To me, to you, to me, to you, to me, to you, to Schmeichel. Oh God, it's going to be a song, isn't it? Just 3 quick passes up the pitch. Bingo, Larkson fixes it. The radio, he does that. Sinisalo should be getting more games anyway. It's today's poll should be a squeaky voice for the next few pods. Nah, squeaky voice. That would do my throat some harm. Kasper cost us more big games now. He needs replaced for the semi. Yeah. Brown Warrior says he's now a major doubt in goals. Oh, interesting. Big game tomorrow night, Baz. East Fife versus Celtic B at Bayview. I'm going to let's see if we get the Fife guys to go to that. Well, the Celtic buses that come from Fife. Should be a big support for that one. And should be going to that. I'd be going to that because you want to see who's been dropped for the first team into the B team. Where's Inamura? Is he in the B team? Is he playing some game time? Schmeichel hasn't saved one penalty shootout. Absolute joke. Absolute fucking joke. Bain built his own bench complete with deck chair, drinks and caddy. Oh, how we miss Scott Bain, huh? How we miss Scott Bain. I hope they come back with a buzz about them from the Motherwell win and stop being afraid to get forward. That might have been completely trained out them by the time the next game comes around. Kasper or Sinisalo should have a crack at the opposition's goal now and then. Towards the end of the game. Good old days. When a keeper went up for it. It would take Kasper Schmeichel too long to get back. Could you imagine Kasper Schmeichel going up for a corner, 96th minute. Casper. Fuck me. That's some fucking joke at the pitch. Ref, hold a minute. Right. I'm alright. I'm dizzy there. Fucking hell. I've got to run all the way back. Right. Take the corner. Oh, fucking dizzy. Oh. Oh, shit. Off your own box. Oh, that never happened. Casper's not got that lengthy kick in it. Oh god, I made myself all dizzy from that. Anyway, Casper would need 3 water breaks to get back. Right. Go! Fucking hell. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for this afternoon. I've made myself dizzy with that. Jesus. Trying to imitate Casper Schmeichel getting back to the goal. I haven't even got any water left. Right, that's me done and dusted for today. Hopefully there might be... is there any even Celtic news kicking about? There's nothing at all, isn't there? It's all the talks about that lot. Celtic fans stage a late night protest at Parkhead after board meeting. What? When was this? Has there been a board meeting? Oh, come on. Under the cover of darkness, we put banners out. Come on, lads. Really? Uh, 11 o'clock last night. Still no confidence. What is the point? Celtic Park's in darkness. Time for talk is over. Time for changes now. No more meets. Give them hell. Celtic board forbidden from the stands. Oh, come. I'm going to... Look, I'm old school. And this sneaking about in the dark of the night to put up a few banners. I'm going to put this on here before we go. This will not worry the board. One iota. Oh, really? I thought Celtic were better than this. Let's get this full screen so you can always... I really thought that Celtic were better than this kind of nonsense in 2025. 11 o'clock last night, we're sneaking about Celtic Park. Still no confidence. Time for talk is over. Time for change. Celtic board. No more meets. Jesus. Sorry, lads, but that's not going to do anything. It might do something for your egos. Oh, we mean, what is wrong with the young team? Sorry, what is wrong? Let's get rid of this comment. Sorry. What is wrong with the youth? What is wrong with the young team at Celtic today? You know, sneaking up to Celtic Park at 11 o'clock at night. When there's nobody there. Do you know what I mean? It's... Sorry, but that's laughable. Do that during the day. Do that at 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't do it when everybody's in their bed. That's embarrassing. I'm going to say that is embarrassing. When you think back to the 1990s and the protest that you had outside Celtic Park, front door of Celtic Park, when you watch them coming in for their cars, you should be doing that then. Not in the dark of night. That's just... Do you think that the board are going to worry one iota a couple of young lads sneaking about in the dark of the night. In the middle of the night, we went up to Celtic Park. We put out our banners. There was no one there to see us, but we put them on social media so that everyone could see. We're just creeping in the dark. Oh, fuck me. Oh my God, it's time for change. It's time for change, alright. These fans need to grow a set of balls. Sorry, and if they don't like it, our youngsters are used to winning everything. Yeah, I think they got the picture. Yeah, the board deserves a chance to redeem themselves. Some poor woman at Easterhood was washing her sheets, emptied the washing line. Some wee wains stole their sheets. Oh God, they're all spoiled, rotten, stupid. They are, aren't they? I mean, come on. That's. But I didn't want to get seen by anybody, man. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world. I'm devastated at that. The Green Brigade need to get a grip with these wee banners. Was it the Green Brigade? This is a conspiracy. The Union Mayors. To make us look bad after an embarrassment at the weekend. Do you think it was? Let's get it back. Do you think it was? You think it wasn't Celtic fans? Oh, it's just devastating. Right, no, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are. Oh man, stay safe, folks.